What is going on, YouTube? Espresso Shucko here, and today we are hitting the Regulation F ranked ladder with this Charizard and Walking Wake team again. So, for those of you who might have missed it, I did put out a video showcasing this exact team, and Glastrier just went absolutely ham in that video, and today it's Walking Wake and Charizard's turn. So I did a more comprehensive breakdown in the last video's introduction, but the short side of it is this team here has two modes, Sun and Trick Room. The Sun abusers are Lilligant, Walking Wake, and Charizard, since all of their abilities activate in the Sun, and then they all nicely synergize with Torkoal, while Trick Room here has Glastrier and Torkoal to do absolute major amounts of damage. Walking Wake here has a speed boosting Protosynthesis, which can then let it take advantage of the fact that Hydro Steam gets a 50% boost. Its Flamethrower also gets a 50% boost from the Sun, and then just has Draco Meteor just to annihilate things. Charizard has Solar Power to just absolutely increase all of its attacks at the cost of a little bit of HP, and then a Life Orb just to further boost the attack output just because. On top of that, we also have Lilligant to cheese out some Eruptions for Torkoal with After You, while also using Leaf Blade and Close Combat just to dent things. And then on the Trick Room side, we have Glastrier, who can just go absolutely wild once its weakness policy is procced by Dusclops' Brick Break or the opponent's attacks. Heaven forbid your opponent actually activates a weakness policy for you. But we also have Icicle Crash and High Horsepower just to make sure that Glastrier can just punish things, while also providing a little bit of support with Bulldoze outside of Trick Room. And then we have Dusclops to not only set off the weakness policy, as I just mentioned, but we also have it to set up Trick Room, miss a bunch of Will-O-Wisps, and then go for a Nightshade to get a little bit of consistent damage into the opponent. So anyways, I definitely talked a lot about this team in the previous video, and I feel like I've definitely given enough time for this one, so let's jump on into some battles, shall we? Alright, so my opponent here has a Trick Room. They got Ursaluna, Cresselia, Incineroar, King Gambit, Ogerpon, and Amoonguss. So they're going hard Trick Room. And you know what? Outside of Incineroar having Fake Out and the Ogerpon, Charizard finally might actually have its chance. Yeah, I think we're going to go Charizard. I think Charizard Torkoal might be good. We'll go for that. And honestly, if my opponent brings Crest, they're probably going to want to do the Trick Room. So Torkoal really doesn't look bad. I think Dusclops might be okay. And we'll bring Glastrier. Now, the King Gambit's a little bit spooky for the Glastrier, but Charizard might actually be able to do something, so long as Charizard doesn't get faked out. Now, if Charizard does get faked out, at least we have the Torkoal and the Yawn, which would be nice. Now, if they lead Ursaluna, Cresselia, I could also see a Protect on the Ursaluna, and they go for the Protect. So, no fake out, which is wonderful. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go for the Heat Wave. And we're just going to go for a double Heat Wave. Ursaluna can easily do major damage to my Torkoal. 100%. But the nice thing here, too, is if they go Protect to safely set up Trick Room, then I might have a shot at getting rid of the Cresselia with both of these Heat Waves, so long as they both connect. Now, Charizard does have the Life Orb and the Solar Power active, so it should be able to do a respectable amount of damage. The fact that they're going Tera is making me think Torkoal's in for a rough time. Now, hopefully it's Charizard. Hopefully, and then that way too. Oh, never mind. Okay. We might. All right, so they want Protect and Tera right away. That's great damage into Crest. I was genuinely worried about the Eruption not getting to go off, so unfortunately, okay. This is not terrible. I now have Eruption. Now, I do have a Charizard that's a sitting duck, but I can bring in the Dusclops. Actually, you know what? If Charizard goes down, Charizard goes down. We're going to go for the Heat Wave, and we're going to go for a full-on Eruption. Cresselia is withdrawing. Great. No Lunar Blessing for Cresselia. Now, Ursaluna is going to live this eruption. I guarantee it. But it's not going to appreciate this eruption. So, we do have that. Rock Slide. Okay. Charizard goes down. What do we want to do? Do we bring in Glastrier and potentially take a Fake Out? Or do we bring in Dusclops? I think we bring in Dusclops. And here's why. Although it's not meant to do damage, we have Brick Break. Yeah, so we can do that too. I'm going to Brick Break into the Ursaluna, and I'm going to protect Torkoal. Charizard almost got rid of Cresselia. Really, if I went for the Eruption off Torkoal, Cresselia would have gone down, and my opponent wouldn't have had to worry about this, or wouldn't have gotten off their Trick Room. Now, the Rock Slide's a little annoying, but we can live the Rock Slide, which is nice. And we also have the... We still have a decent Eruption to go our way. So maybe what we'll do here is we'll Nightshade into the Incineroar. And we'll go for the Eruption. We're faster than the Ursaluna. Yeah, so my opponent does have to protect there to keep their Ursaluna alive. But we're going to get that... We're going to get that Nightshade into the Incineroar and chip away at it. We'll also get a little bit of damage into it with the Eruption, which isn't too bad. And if they're Berry, we should be seeing that come off. That was a crit onto the Dusclops, not that that matters. I have no special attacks, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll get our Citrus Berry. Honestly, as soon as the sun is gone, I don't hate having Glastrier hit the field. We're going to Brick Break into the Ursaluna. That should be enough to pick it off. And I think Glastrier is good to come out. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, they're going to protect with the Ursaluna. That's fine. I don't realistically see Incineroar going for a Flare Blitz into the Torkoal slot. I do see another Snarl coming. Oh, hey, look at that. But Trick Room should be just about done at this point. Ursaluna should be just about done at this point, too. It's hanging on by the smallest of slivers. Alright, so Incineroar is now the fastest thing on the field. Now I kind of want the Trick Room, to be completely honest. We'll go for the Protect. If... Great, okay. I don't know where that thought was going to go, but I like to see that Parting Shot not work. There's the Rock Slide, alright. So, I just need to make sure I don't flinch. Perfect. Alright. So we have Trick Room back. Ursaluna should be going down. I have Glastrier. Glastrier's high horsepower should do good damage into the Incineroar. And honestly, that Crest is almost gone. Now they can undo Trick Room, so I do have to be a little bit careful with what I do there. But, okay, King Gambit. Now, they did go Tera on the... They did go Tera on the Ursaluna, so I don't have to worry about it changing its type. I'm going to try to get rid of the Incineroar. I got no problem going Tera Poison, and that way if they go for Iron Head, great. I won't have to worry about that. And if I get this burn into the King Gambit, that's going to be wonderful. Now, they can undo that if they have Lunar Blessing on Cresselia, so I might want to save King Gambit for last. That was good damage off the King Gambit, too, so definitely good to have that burn. We missed the high horsepower, okay. But they went Snarl, okay. I was thinking a parting shot, but we'll take that. So, Torkoal could threaten King Gambit as well. Yeah, Torkoal could threaten the King Gambit. I don't think Dusclops survives the Sucker Punch even with the burn, unfortunately. And I would rather let Torkoal come in safely. Okay, so Incineroar's gone. We got the Nightshade into King Gambit for a little bit of chip. Torkoal could come in here with that Heat Wave and apply good pressure. And the Iron Head's going to do nothing now that we got the burn, so that's wonderful. So, let's see. It's a shame Charizard only got to last the one turn, but that's alright. I'm going Nightshade into the Cresselia to get rid of it. No, I'm not. I'm going Brick Break into the King Gambit, and I'm going Icicle Crash into the Cresselia, because if this thing goes for Lunar Blessing, that's bad. So, that was good damage. Yeah. Yeah, I was worried if they went for the Sucker Punch into the Dusclops that Cresselia would have gotten the Lunar Blessing. So, yeah. We got Torkoal in the back still. This is the last turn at Trick Room. So, you know what? We're going to Brick Break into you, and we are going to... We're going to whip out the Bulldoze. We haven't done that yet. Alright, so they pick off Dusclops. Not the end of the world, because we got the Bulldoze. And then that way we don't have to worry about accuracy. Originally I was going to put Heavy Slam there. I don't remember if I mentioned that in the intro, but yeah, I was going to put Heavy Slam there. But the Bulldoze just seemed kind of tempting, so I think going forward, I'm probably going to take out the Bulldoze, put Heavy Slam on there, because Glastrier is a heavy boy. So, we might do that. Anyways, good game to my opponent. Alright, so my opponent here has Raging Bolt, Urshifu, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Fluttermane, and Tornadus, which honestly, this actually looks like a team I just kind of threw together for Raging Bolt. So, yeah. Anyways, surprise! Looks very, very similar. But anyways, how do we want to deal with this? That's the real question. How do we want to deal with this? Incineroar with the Intimidate could be a little bit annoying, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Walking Wake is going to have a very bad time with the Fluttermane if I'm not careful. Now, Charizard might not be too bad. Charizard doesn't have any means of getting Speedo outside of Bulldoze off the Glastrier. So yeah. I think we'll bring Wake in the back. I think we're going to go Torkoal Lilligant. We'll bring Wake in the back, and then Charizard might not be too bad. Now, I say this, but if they Rain Dance, that could be a little bit rough too. So I might have to switch Torkoal out if they bring in the... If they lead Tornadus, I might have to consider bringing Torkoal out, but I can always bring in Wake. Yeah, I can always bring in Wake, and then that way if they do Rain Dance, well, great. I have the Sun to bring back. So we'll take a look at that. Alright. Raging Bolt and Fluttermane. two things that I don't really think my Torkoal wanted to see, but not the end of the world. So I think we're going to go Yawn into the Raging Bolt. And I think we're going to go for a Leaf Blade into the Fluttermane. Now, the Raging Bolt with the Snarl could be bad if they run Snarl on this thing. When I was looking at my own Raging Bolt, I kind of built it like as a bulky support, so maybe my opponent does something similar. Okay, Tera Fairy. Not the end of the world. I should outspeed the Fluttermane, though. Oh, they went for Thunderclap into Torkoal, because they probably thought I was going for after you. Surprise! I just wanted to go for a Yawn. I wanted you to get a case of the Sleepies. Yeah, get drowsy. You get drowsy there, Raging Bolt. Okay. Heat Wave should be enough to pick off Raging Bolt, or Fluttermane, not Raging Bolt. Oh god, if Heat Wave were enough to pick off Raging Bolt, that'd be scary. But we'll go for the Protect on Lilligant, and then that way we'll try to go for... Okay, they're going to go for Protect on Fluttermane, that's fine. Raging Bolt stayed in, so Raging Bolt's going to go to sleep. I do lose Torkoal in the process, but I still have my Sun. I think what I do here is I think I go Walking Wake, and I think what I do is I go Draco into Raging Bolt and Leaf Blade into the Fluttermane. And if this backfires and Walking Wake ends up draining itself, then I am in trouble. But I think we go Leaf Blade into the Fluttermane, get rid of that while Lilligant's still faster. And then we can see how much damage a Draco will do to the Raging Bolt. One nice thing too is Charizard does have Tera Fire, so I can get rid of my oh, never mind. I was going to say I can get rid of my flying typing, and then I don't have to worry about Thunderclap, but that works too. So, I think we protect a Lilligant and immediately hard switch Walking Wake. I think that's what we do here. Because we got to do something about that, special attack drop. And honestly, Rillaboom coming in here looks really nice. Ooh, Incineroar too. Charizard might be good here. Yeah. Yeah, because I can come in here, pop the Tera Fire on Charizard, and then that way go for Heat Wave. That'll definitely get rid of the Rillaboom. I definitely want to keep the Dragon typing on my Walking Wake, though. This should be the last turn of Sun, though. That's the only thing. But I am 4 times resistant to Grass right now, too. That's the other thing. Close Combat into Incineroar and a Heat Wave. That might be enough. Is this the last turn of Sun? I thought it was going to be last turn, but no, okay. I don't see my opponent going for Grassy Glide into... Or I do see them going... I don't see them not going Grassy Glide into my Lilligant to pick it off. The Intimidate, though... The Intimidate does weaken my close combat, but... Lilligant's the fastest thing on the field, and Priority is the only way they're getting around that, so... I could see that. Yeah, okay. So there's that. If we can get rid of Rillaboom, that puts Walking Wake in a really nice position for Incineroar. Who'd I miss? I missed someone. I don't know who. Oh, it was not It was not Rillaboom. We're good. We're good. Goodbye, Rillaboom. Rilla boom boom went Rilla bang. All right. Now I do lose my life orb. I lose the solar power, so Charizard gets to stick around. I have the Scorching Sands. Yeah, I have the Scorching Sands and the Hydro Steam. So this should be okay. Yeah, let's go. Unlikely combination, but here they are actually working together. Okay, so they do have a berry. I'm pretty sure I'm losing Charizard this turn, but at least Charizard gets to hit him before we go. Walking Wake should be able to handle this. Yeah, alright. So, I do lose Charizard, but that's alright. Charizard did what it needed to do. It came in, it got rid of the Rillaboom. And honestly, this is probably going to be the only time I use Charizard now that G-Max is gone. But anyways, I digress. Walking Wake is enough to clean up. We handled that relatively nice. I'm pretty happy with how the Charizard played out. Because, yeah, the first two games, Glastrier... I'm actually divvying this up between two videos. So out of the two videos, Glastrier popped off really hard, and then Charizard actually had a fairly decent showing in the second video. So, hey, it worked out. I'm glad that happened. Good game to my opponent. Well, between two different videos, it took about 6 attempts to land a Will-O-Wisp, but we finally got one, and man, I can't think of a better target than that Kingambit in Game 1 to get that burn, but more importantly, Charizard and Walking Wake did phenomenal between the two matches. While match 1, Charizard's presence was very short-lived, it did what it needed to do. Cresselia is an incredibly bulky Pokemon, and we just took out most of its HP with that Solar Power Life Orb boosted Heat Wave, and honestly, if I had either have gone Tera Fire with Charizard or Torkoal, or even if I had gone for the Eruption off of Torkoal, we probably would have been able to push Cresselia over the edge into fainting. Now, I genuinely was scared of that Ursaluna going for a Facade or something to take them out, and it was a reasonable threat to be concerned about, so I do feel pretty good about that. And plus, while Charizard did stumble, it stumbled so that Glastrier could run, because Glastrier picked up the KO on the Incineroar, the Cresselia, as well as the burned Kingambit, while Ursaluna went down to its own burn. So really, Charizard and Glastrier did phenomenal in that first game, and then in Game 2, Torkoal and Lilligant put in some very good work as well, because Torkoal put the Raging Bolt to sleep, which allowed Walking Wake to just ruin Raging Bolt Snap with that Draco Meteor just one-shotting it from full, which was just wonderful. And plus, Lilligant not only softened up the Flutter Mane, but it was able to take out the Flutter Mane while Walking Wake was on the field getting ready for that Draco Meteor. So overall, I'm very happy with how that played out. And plus, Charizard came in for the final showdown with the Rillaboom and Incineroar in that second game as well. Charizard with Tera Fire easily just got rid of the Rillaboom, while also unfortunately missing Incineroar, but surviving long enough from that knockoff to get that Scorching Sands into Incineroar, and then finally for Walking Wake to finish off Incineroar with its Hydro Steam. So overall, I'm very happy with how the entire team played out between this video as well as last video. And for going forward, I also have a Raging Bolt team, as I mentioned, going into Game 4, but I also have a Gouging Fire team. Now, the Raging Bolt team is a little bit more serious and a little bit more competitively oriented, while the Gouging Fire is a bit goofier, and honestly, I'm excited to try out both teams, so look forward to that in the future. Anyways, guys, I will see you next time. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the team, and let's get the discussion going. Anyways, see you later.